I shifted my weight, settling into a stance my body remembered even if my mind did not. The hiss of the broken blade clearing its scabbard was the only sound I made. The rain fell in sheets, blurring the world into shades of gray and black, but the Iron Horseman was the shape of absolute definition. It was a forged god's nightmare, wrought from rivets of malevolent purpose. It didn't charge, it advanced. Each metallic footfall sank deep into the mud, a deliberate crushing rhythm, clank, shudder. Clank, steam jetted from seams along its flanks, pluming into the cold air like the breath of a dragon. The rider sat motionless, a slab of anonymous armor, a single eye-slit of void that promised nothing. In its hand it held a long, iron-hafted axe, the head a crescent of blackened steel that looked heavy enough to cleave a man and the horse he rode on. My mind was a placid lake of ignorance, but around its edges instincts stirred like hungry fish. This thing was strong, it was heavy, its strength was its weakness. Momentum could not be stopped, only redirected. The ground was soft, treacherous, an advantage for the light-footed, a liability for the heavy. The horseman was 50 paces away, 40. I held the broken blade low, the point aimed at the mud. It was not a weapon for parrying or blocking. It was a tool for a single, precise purpose. I had to make that purpose count. My eyes scanned the monstrosity, not as a whole, but as a collection of parts. The grinding joints, the hissing vents, the place where the iron neck met the torso of the horse. A cluster of pistons and gears, exposed and weeping a slick of black oil. The horseman raised its axe. The movement was slow, powerful. It was not trying to surprise me. It did not need to. It was going to crush me. I waited, my breath misting in front of me, my body coiled like a spring. The axe began its descent, a black scythe falling to reap the earth. At the last possible second, I moved, not back, forward. I lunged into the space the horseman occupied, a shadow slipping beneath the falling arc of death. The axe head smashed into the mud where I had been standing, the impact a wet thunder that shook the ground. I was inside its guard, so close I could smell the hot oil and ozone that crackled around its metal body. The horseman's iron flank was a wall beside me, too hot to touch. The rider shifted, its armor groaning as it tried to bring the axe up for a shorter horizontal strike, but it was slow, cumbersome. The river cuts the rock, persistence. My target was the joint. My body moved without thought, a fluid twist of hips and shoulders. I didn't swing the broken blade like a sword, I drove it like a spike. The point, guided by a memory I didn't own, aimed for the steam-hissing joint at its throat. The steel bit scraping against metal, searching for purchase. There was a screech of tortured metal, a shower of sparks, and the entire left foreleg of the horse buckled. The horseman listed, its balance destroyed, its momentum now its enemy, as it began a slow, inevitable fall toward me. I scrambled back, slipping in the mud as tons of iron and malice crashed to the earth. The rider was thrown, tumbling from its saddle with a clang of plate on rock. It landed heavily, its helmet striking a half-buried corpse. It lay still. The silence that followed was heavier than the sound of the fall. Rain hissed on the horse's overheated body. I stood over the fallen rider, my chest heaving, the broken shard of steel gripped in my hand. I took a step closer, my shadow falling across the slit in the helm. From the darkness within, a soft red light began to glow. The red eye awakens and the path splits here. What lies within the helm? Is it a countdown to destruction? A trapped soul begging for release? Or a message from the past that changes everything? You decide. Drop your theory in the comments below. the most powerful faith will be forged into the next chapter. Subscribe now to witness the outcome. The saga is yours to write.